Imagine the date is April 14, 2025. You wake up, but something's wrong. The digital clock is blank. Your phone has no signal. Outside, traffic lights are dark, causing chaos. Flickering news reports on battery power talk of simultaneous failures. Power grids collapsing, financial markets frozen, hospital systems locked, dams potentially compromised. No explosions, no invasion force. Just silence where the hum of modern life should be. A crippling, coordinated attack launched entirely through cyberspace. Could this invisible onslaught, this digital Pearl Harbor, be the opening salvo of World War III? And the truly terrifying question echoing in the sudden darkness: who's behind it? Welcome to the new face of global conflict, cyber warfare. Forget grainy images of trenches or mushroom clouds. The 21st century battlefield exists in the servers, routers, and fiber optic cables that connect our world. And the weapons aren't bullets or bombs. They're lines of malicious code, sophisticated malware, zero-day exploits, digital tools designed not just to steal information, but to disrupt, disable, and potentially destroy critical national infrastructure. This isn't about embarrassing email leaks anymore. It's about the power to turn off the lights, poison the water, crash the economy, and disable a nation's defenses, all from potentially thousands of miles away. Why is this threat so potent, so immediate? Why could cyberattacks realistically ignite a global conflict? Firstly, the cloak of anonymity. Unlike launching a missile, launching a sophisticated cyberattack can be incredibly difficult to trace back definitively to its source. Attackers use layers of obfuscation, hijacked servers, and false flags to cover their tracks. This plausible deniability is dangerously destabilizing. How do you retaliate when you're not 100% certain who attacked you? Attack the wrong party, and you could trigger the very war you sought to avoid. This uncertainty paralyzes decision-making and breeds suspicion, perfect conditions for escalation. Secondly, cyber warfare is the ultimate asymmetric weapon. A relatively small, technologically adept nation, or even a non-state actor like a terrorist group or a highly organized criminal syndicate, could potentially inflict catastrophic damage on a global superpower. Developing a nuclear arsenal takes decades and vast resources. Building a potent cyber weapon? Significantly less. This levels the playing field in terrifying ways, empowering actors who could never conventionally challenge a major power. Think about it. A handful of elite hackers could theoretically cause more disruption than an entire armored division, at a fraction of the cost and risk. Third, our hyperconnectivity is our Achilles heel. Modern society runs on complex, interconnected digital systems. Energy grids talk to communication networks. Financial systems rely on secure data transfer. Even our water supply is increasingly managed digitally. This integration creates efficiency, but also cascading vulnerabilities. A successful breach in one area can rapidly spread, triggering failures across seemingly unrelated sectors. We've woven a digital web that holds our world together, but that same web provides countless attack vectors for those who wish to tear it down. This brings us to the chilling question: how could this actually trigger World War III? Imagine a coordinated cyber attack targeting not just one nation, but several allied nations simultaneously. perhaps disabling military command and control systems while simultaneously crashing their stock exchanges and causing blackouts in major cities. In the ensuing chaos and panic, with communication lines potentially compromised, leaders are under immense pressure to respond forcefully. Is this attack a prelude to a physical invasion? Is it an attempt to decapitate the government? Was it launched by rival Nation X, or was it a false flag operation by Nation Y designed to look like Nation X, deliberately provoking conflict? Miscalculation in this high-stakes, low-visibility environment is terrifyingly easy. A retaliatory strike, whether digital or conventional, based on incomplete or manipulated information, could be the spark that ignites a global powder keg. So, who are the potential actors capable of launching such world-altering attacks? Who are the suspects in this global digital mystery? The most obvious culprits are major state actors. Global superpowers and significant regional rivals possess well-funded, highly sophisticated cyber warfare units. Their motives vary: geopolitical advantage, espionage on an industrial scale, destabilizing adversaries, projecting power without firing a shot. They engage in a constant, low-level cyber skirmish, mapping networks, planting dormant malware, testing defenses. A silent arms race happening right now beneath the surface of the internet. Could one of them decide to escalate dramatically? Then there are the non-state actors, the wildcards. Groups driven by extremist ideologies, or transnational criminal organizations motivated by profit or chaos. While perhaps lacking the sheer resources of a state, the most sophisticated groups possess incredible technical skill. Could a terrorist organization launch a devastating attack on critical infrastructure to sow terror and provoke a wider conflict? Could a criminal group execute a massive ransomware attack on essential services, accidentally crippling a nation and triggering an unforeseen geopolitical crisis? Their motives might be different, but their potential impact could be just as severe. We also can't discount hacktivist groups. Though typically focused on disruption and protest, the potential for escalation always exists. More chillingly, consider the possibility of a sophisticated false flag operation. An attack meticulously crafted to implicate another nation, designed specifically to draw two rivals into conflict while the true perpetrator watches from the shadows. Who benefits most if global powers go to war? That question adds another layer of paranoia and complexity to the attribution nightmare. This isn't science fiction. We've already seen glimpses of these capabilities. The Stuxnet worm demonstrated that code could destroy physical equipment in industrial facilities. Coordinated cyberattacks have temporarily shut down power grids in Ukraine. Ransomware attacks, like the one on the Colonial Pipeline in the US, showed the vulnerability of critical fuel supplies. These incidents serve as stark warnings. The tools and tactics are real, tested, and constantly evolving. The true danger lies in the potential for simultaneous, multi-vector attacks designed to overwhelm a nation's ability to respond coherently. Targeting infrastructure, finance, communications, and military systems all at once creates a perfect storm of chaos and uncertainty. It's in those first critical hours, amidst the fog of digital war, that fatal miscalculations are most likely. Decisions worth millions of lives might have to be made based on flickering data streams and educated guesses about an unseen enemy. The invisible cyber arms race continues unabated. Nations pour billions into developing both offensive cyber weapons and defensive measures, creating a complex web of digital deterrence and potential escalation points. Every major power is likely probing the defenses of its rivals, seeking vulnerabilities, perhaps even leaving behind digital tripwires or backdoors for future use. This silent, ongoing conflict makes the possibility of a sudden, devastating cyber event ever present. It's a Cold War fought in cyberspace, with the potential to turn hot in the real world at any moment, triggered by lines of code rather than lines on a map. The architecture of our modern world is built on a digital foundation that could be shattered by unseen forces, leaving governments grappling with an invisible enemy, unsure if the attack is contained or just the beginning, unsure who truly holds the digital dagger. The potential for World War III might not arrive with a bang, but with the silent corruption of data, the quiet shutdown of essential systems, the ignition of chaos through clandestine keystrokes.